And speaker. Right on cue. Can you mute? Hello? Wait, because it's on. Hello. Okay, nice. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let us begin with Umul Kitab Al-Fatihah. Those online, can you hear me? Ooh, we have 155 participants. 155. MashaAllah. Alhamdulillah. All right, good morning, everyone. Have your breakfast already? Many of you are fasting today? Many of you are fasting today for Ramadan? No one. Okay, you guys are already ready. All right. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I am thrilled to welcome our guest speaker today, who will be sharing his insight and expertise on how to use ChatGPT for research ethically. As you know, ChatGPT is a powerful tool that has the potential to revolutionize many industries and improve our lives in countless ways. However, it is important that we use this technology responsibly and with consideration for the ethical implications. Our guest speaker today is a distinguished academician, designer, and researcher with a keen interest in emerging technologies. He has recently turned his focus towards AI and ChatGPT and is actively exploring and training others on how to use these tools in their daily tasks. With a PhD in architecture from, I'm trying to pronounce the name of this university, Strathclyde University. Is it right? Yes. United Kingdom, and Adobe Certified Professional Metaverse and UX Google certifications. Our guest speaker has a wealth of experience in traditional and digital design areas, including 3D design, motion design, and media technology. As a ChatGPT consultant, our guest speaker today, his role is to provide expert guidance to academic, individual, and corporate clients looking to harness the power of AI to streamline workflows. Inshallah, he will be sharing valuable insights on how to ensure that ChatGPT is used in an ethical and responsible manner. Hopefully, we will explore issues such as bias, privacy, and accountability, and provide guidance on best practices for using this technology in a way that promotes fairness, accuracy, and respect in research. I believe that this talk will be both informative and thought-provoking, and will help us all to better understand the ethical considerations surrounding the use of ChatGPT. I'm confident that our guest speaker today will provide valuable insights that will be relevant and useful to researchers from various fields and industries. Now I have two questions. Number one, how much of my opening remarks is actually from ChatGPT? Anyone have guessed? All of it. All of it from ChatGPT. Any other guess? Apparently our dean doesn't believe that I write my own remarks. Anyone else? How many, which part of my speech just now is written by ChatGPT. Last part, everything. That thought provoking can also come from ChatGPT. My point is that the advancement in technology, especially in how AI generates responses, generate words and phrases, has come to even raise doubt on individuals' ability to come up with such speeches. And I guess that's one of the things that we would like to address today. Of course, as researchers, we are expected to have the outcomes that comes from our own mind, not from some machine that use deep learning and its knowledge is limited to 2021 only. So ladies and gentlemen, this is not a dig on ChatGPT or anything, sir. But then again, is it 100% or not? We never know. I know, I'll keep it to myself. Maybe the second question is, how many of you have never used ChatGPT at all? Raise up your hands. One. Okay, one question to those who raise their hands. Why now you want to use ChatGPT? Anyone? Those who raised their hands just now.
So I think because there are certain issues like privacy issue is there.
But then they've never used ChatGPT. Yeah. No, I mean, I understand.
You have to learn from experience.
Mashallah. Yes. And I believe that everyone here wants to use ChatGPT the most. Hopefully don't use it to plagiarize for your thesis. Okay. So without any further ado, after speaking so much, I would like to please join in welcoming our guest speaker today, Dr. Izani Zainal Abidin.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. This is my second time being here, invited to talk on the ChatGPT after Prof. Fauzan invited me last month. Okay, Alhamdulillah, it's very grateful to have all of you. I believe some of you are faculty and some of you are PhD students. Okay, the topic is quite challenging, to be honest, because it's a huge debate on ethics. Okay. First of all, I would like to thank the Dean, Prof. on this invitation. Okay. Invitation. Okay. I think you made a okay. Is it okay?
No.
Okay, I think now okay. Okay, so to be honest with you, this slide was developed last month, and I think nearly half of it I need to update to remove everything because of the technological movement very, very fast. I'm being in the group of these people all over the world who created ChatGPT, AI, machine learning, so this kind of thing. Nearly every day I have information. And last week, I'll show you what happened last week. It is very scary, but that's okay. Okay, if we know how to control the technology. So let me just go to my slide first. Okay. Okay, before that, I think I'll just want to share with you this clip of video, okay? And hold on. Then I want you to know whether I want to ask you whether have you seen this clip before, okay? Because this is a part of the technological advancement which deploy AI, okay? But I need to access to my Facebook because I bookmark everything on my Facebook. So hold on, I think, and I bookmark everything on my wife account, or sorry, my wife messenger. So my wife messenger full of AI related things, honestly, because when you find something on Facebook, you don't know where to put it. So the best way is put it on the wife, So everything, you can see my chat with my wife is all topics about AI and ChatGPT. Okay, so you see here, everything I put it all here. Okay, so I want you to watch this clip. Have you heard of Boston Dynamics? Boston Dynamics, anybody has some idea what is Boston Dynamics? Have you watched the robots who can act like dogs, can help people to bring so on, so on, okay? So this is one of the examples, okay? Okay, for this video, if you watch before this, okay, this is definitely robotic and artificial intelligence, okay? So have you heard the sound? Can you hear the sounds? Because I think when I share, I need to turn on sharing and the audio from computer, or you need to. Okay, let me try. Wait.
Audio is muted.
YouTube.
Yeah, just
Okay. Oh, okay. If the online people can listen. Okay, I think I know. In Zooms, normally when we share the screen, we need to share the audio. They can hear? Okay, that's good. Okay, so I just. Okay. Okay, this is what is happening now. Okay, any of you watch this? It's a very important question. Okay, that's good. Reading on. Headphone. I'm not sure. I can hear it. Anyway,
it's not connected here, because if you connect
we share sounds. Yes. Okay. How? Okay. Hopefully, they
Okay.
okay. If you follow the what do you call that Boston Dynamics, you will understand what their business is all about. I mean, creating all these robotic things. The best thing is they try to mimic the how actual women's walk and act. Okay, just have a first. I would like to know your opinion about this. Okay, in order for them to evaluate the performance of robot, a lot of things. Okay? This robot is designed for war purpose. Okay, but okay. So, how many of you trust this footage? You believe or not? You think it's a CG? Is it a real thing or is it fake thing? Okay. Looks like real, but there is a real thing really exists actually. But for this clip actually is a CGI. Okay, so but the point is if we manipulate the technology, okay, if we provoke the technology, because AI is something that it can train by itself. So whatever input you give, it will formulate, and it could harm people. Okay, so that is the point. So I'll go for my slides. Okay, before that, I think let me just introduce myself. Okay, I was in MMU before this, and now I attach as an associate member. I've been working in many countries, in Saudi, in the UAE, in Malaysia. Okay, some part also in the UK when I did my PhD long time ago. So now I'm back here, and I started to explore this thing. I'm not a programmer, so I'm not a coder. So I'm actually a creative background person. Okay, so the title is about ethics in using AI thing. So this is about honesty. I need to refer to Quran because Quran has given the best advice and the best point for you to think about this. Okay, so let me just share the screen. Okay, before that, we need to look at the knowledge of God before we look at the capabilities of AI, because AI is just a part of very tiny technology. Okay, so Allah is the best creator, and He knows every single thing. So what God gave us today is just a little spot of the technology which we can use for good thing and can use for bad things. Okay, so this ChatGPT thing is all about two-edged sword. You can use to cut chicken and make good food, okay, dishes, and you can use to harm people. Okay, so it's up to you which side are you in, okay, which one you want to use. So this is one of the surah from Al-Kahf 109. Okay, they say the meaning is, if the sea were ink for writing the words of my Lord, the sea would be exhausted before the words of my Lord were exhausted. So how huge, infinite numbers of knowledge that God has, it is nobody knows. Okay, so and second thing is now I go to the obligations, your responsibility. You're doing PhD, you're doing master. Nobody knows you cheating. Definitely, only God knows, between you and God. So it's none of other people's business. Okay. Using this technology is not encourage you to formulate the research finding. My opinions, ChatGPT will not do all the experiment for you. Okay, but to assist you writing, which I'm going to demonstrate, to assist you with the paraphrasing, to assist you with the finding, summarizing, okay, make it slide, bullet points, so many things. I will go for the demo after this. So that is very helpful. Okay, to me that is not plagiarism, because you're using Grammarly, you're using paraphraser. Okay, so those are, if you want to argue about that is plagiarism, then you will not use anything on the internet today. Okay, so back to our obligations. I think in this ayah, okay, it mentions that even earth and mountains refuse to carry the obligations, because this is a heavy thing. It's a very, amanah is a very, very heavy thing. You can cheat now, but the consequence you face either next year or next 10 years, you never know. Okay, so that is something that I always put in myself. I can use a shortcut, but you will not know the consequence. Sometimes it doesn't happen immediately, but it will happen maybe 5 years, 10 years, even we are older. Okay, so so now I emphasize on the ethics, on the honesty policy. So you will enjoy if you're doing something that going through the right way, which is going through a proper way, because you will get blessed from you get blessing from Allah, and you will get a lot of things. Okay, doing PhD, master, through my experience, is not about your own efforts. Okay, I think your own effort is just to run the activities, but the main thing, inspirations, the main things, idea, the main things, efforts all come from God. I have a lot of stories about my friend who year 4 still has no idea about the direction. Year 4, which is 4th year spans. Okay, and I always communicate with him. And the funny things, I think he keep praying, he keep doing the Qiyamulai, he keep doing tahajjuds. Okay, that's the only thing he can do with other than putting efforts on finishing all these tasks. And one day he came to me, he said, the supervisor already approved the idea and he can start writing. So imagine that 4th year, every time I meet him, he always talk about he has no idea, keep changing direction and so on. But I think he finished about 3 to 6 months of the writing and submitting everything. So that is something that I take for my own lessons. Okay, all right. So again, so now I'm going to these things, which is generator. To me, artificial intelligence is just a generator, some technology who going to help us. And you need to use your natural intelligence. Okay, natural intelligence, artificial intelligence doesn't have that. So we are human, we need to verify every single thing you generate, everything you formulate using ChatGPT, you need to verify. Okay, so because I've been experienced first months doing this thing, I try to ask to provide me a citation reference for research. Yeah, they can provide, but when you check, all the citation is incorrect. Okay, but the latest one, Bing, if you're aware of Bing belongs to Microsoft browser. Is quite stable and it is quite correct. Okay, and I also tested using Chrome extension, which I'm going to show later on. When you on the web GPT and it access real-time data, that is correct, but still you need to verify. Okay, there's no guarantee 100% correct. I saw some people demonstrate on the YouTube. He made a paper out of nothing, just 5 pages using ChatGPT. I think that is incorrect way, because every single thing, introduction, abstract, methodology, finding, you need to go one by one. Okay, there is no such thing system can formulate everything. It's just a general statement. Yes, it can do, but to formulate the finding, to discuss a finding, it needs humans. Okay, so you can use this to paraphrase. You can use this for grammar checking. That is excellent. That is excellent tools. Okay, I stopped using Grammarly after using this thing, because I think this come in one package, and consider it is free. Okay, there is a plus which is you still need to pay. Okay, I like to show you some of the video, which is what is happening in the world of artificial intelligence today. I have 3 videos here. It's just a very short one. Okay, the first one, this is quite scary, because this can be people can abuse this technology. Okay, let me just. Okay, this technology developed by Microsoft. Anybody heard of VAL-E? Okay, so 3 seconds of your voice you can imitate with any text you put after that. So one day, not one day, nowadays somebody say, I didn't say this, but your voice on the speech like this, 3 seconds can be used to train with different things. Okay, that is, to me, that is scary, because people definitely abuse. Deepfake is a video version. You can see dozens of fake Tom Cruise on YouTube now. Okay, you can even create Tom Cruise eat durian with you in Malaysia. Okay, but it looks believable because the technology is there. And then the second one here. Okay, I don't know why it doesn't play. Let me just go here. Okay, because in this demo, it shows how 3 seconds text being imitated to create a second voice. Okay, sorry, enable editing. Okay, need to go manually. For contents, so many things. Okay. Okay, so we are here. So this is
Microsoft's new zero-shot text-to-speech model can duplicate everyone's voice in just 3 seconds. Microsoft's VAL-E text-to-speech model can produce in any voice with just 3 seconds of training. Zero-shot text-to-speech model can duplicate everyone's voice in just 3 seconds. Microsoft's VAL-E text-to-speech model can produce speech in any voice with just 3 seconds of training. The transformer-based model keeps the intonation, charisma,
so
and
this is
style
the
of voice intact in the generated
paper,
speech.
published.
Microsoft has released samples
And
of
they
clips
have
generated with
examples
VAL-E,
of
a few of which are
original
available in this video.
The fake.
Whereby lovemaking may be
This is original.
suspended, but the others resented
This is fake
postponement.
one.
But it was
The one
just
that
his
being trained.
scruples that charmed me.
Well satisfied with my cabin, which was located in the state. The others resented
So
postponement.
you cannot
But
distinguish.
it
This
was
cannot
just his scruples that
differentiate
charmed me.
between
Dynamo and lamp.
two.
Edison realized the others resented
Okay. So this is one of the latest development. Second one is, I believe everybody is waiting for this one. Everybody heard of Copilot? Just a few days ago, Copilots. Okay. This will be very helpful, because you will use just giving instruction. It can create slide for you. It can create, I heard the minutes also can be taken using this technology. I haven't explored fully yet. Again, it has a GPT here, generative transformer. has voice control system. So slide will be much helpful for you guys. Microsoft integrates the product like competition is very that's why it's a China company Google and this is Copilot. I think just a few days back introduced, and I think okay, the last one is this is similar to is using voice, and you put your voice to the characters, and the character will talk based on the text-to-speech technology. So I think I will just skip this one. All right, so I go back here. I think before the demo sessions, I think we need to see all the facts about these things. Okay, firstly, this is some interesting facts. Okay, people think that ChatGPT is something unique, but there are other tools which is also compatible to this, and nowadays so many tools. But because of ChatGPT is free, I mean for basic users, then it makes something unique. Okay, before this technology like Jasper, you need to pay to use. Okay, and it has some relation with the Microsoft in terms of share. I don't really know much about that. A lot of people critiques ChatGPT, but it is not about the ChatGPT. It is about the people who misuse the technology. Okay. Okay. This ChatGPT, I like to give an analogy of the internet or the whole world until the cut-off date of 2021 has been combined into one data set. So imagine that I have my phone which has the world's knowledge here. It can do anything. Okay. And this one, I put AI to train, and I can instruct AI to take any information from here based on my instruction. So that is analogy, simple. Okay, so this technology has some setback, drawbacks, okay, advantages and disadvantages. Why? Because it has bias. Bias means if you ask certain things, if certain context, it will go to certain bias functions. Okay, so means that's why you need to use your natural intelligence to verify. Okay, last week this is what happened in the world of artificial intelligence. If you're aware of this thing, Midjourney 5, if you use Midjourney image generation using text, Midjourney 5 is amazing result it can produce. Anthropic's launch Cloud, which is another ChatGPT versions. GPT-4 last week launched, but those who have a Plus account, I don't see any fully features of this. They still have some restriction. Then Copilot, okay, and there's so many things here.
What about birds?
But by Chrome, right? By Google's, right? Yeah. Also same things, because these are two main competitors. Okay, so they try. I heard birds say something. They have more. They say it's safe. I don't know, because we haven't tried. Okay, but I tried. Bing is quite good because it has citation. It has a reference. Wherever you quote something, it's straightforward say who says this, where is the resources of this. It's different with ChatGPT, which you need to put extension to activate that, and you still need to verify.
Bing is also free.
Yes. So far it's free. I don't know. You need to register in the waiting list, something like that. Okay, so 2018 they launched this GPT things is generative pre-trained transformer. 2018, okay, the first version. I believe this is not accessible to the public because 3.5 2011 November last year, people start to access, okay. And yes, I have to edit this slide because last month GPT-4 still not released, and last few weeks it was available for the public. But honestly, I think they don't put full features of this yet, because if you try using ChatGPT now, you see text, only text. But GPT-4 has a multimodal, which is multimedia. Means you can ask to create an image, you can ask to remove, you can ask audio, and so on. Okay. Right. So some of this is the GPT uses unsupervised. Okay. If you learn AI, you know better than me, I believe. Okay. A large amount of data. Okay. It has Kelantanese dialect, it has Terengganu, okay, it has, but the training is not very good for this, because why? The data, imagine if you want to ask, I did experiment last week, talking in Kelantanese dialect, yeah, it works, but some words are not really good because the data set, I believe, is very, very small. Only maybe from Malaysia provide these data sets, okay? But if you're talking about Scottish, maybe it has more, because Scottish maybe has more data sets, okay? So, so all of these things are some facts about this. You can see here the flow. I think AI people know better, okay, which part of the categories belongs to. There are machine learning, neural networks, and deep learning. Okay, things basically, you know how the things work. You have the data sets, you have the AI, and your job is to write instruction. And this instruction, we call it a prompt. Okay, and nowadays there are job which is called prompt engineer. Last year maybe last year we don't have prompt engineer. So what this prompt engineer does actually, I have a friend who work as a prompt engineer. His job is to find the best prompt to, nowadays we want the results. So you need somebody to give instruction. What is the best instruction that I can get the best result? So he needs this prompt engineer. It is between hacker minds, between creative persons. Okay. When I start to show you, you will understand. Everybody will have different approach to use this. Okay. So this SWOT things, I think I'm not going to go to details. Is you can see, I'll share the slides later on. The works and benefits. Okay, if you use for good things, you get benefits. I use a lot to help my my training, to help my works. Okay, you'll be amazed because okay, some people's afraid of using this technology. They say that I believe that will be a very good statement. AI won't replace innovators, but innovators who don't use AI will be replaced by those who do. So means if you have a friend who's using this, for example, you are a copywriter, okay? Instead of one day you can produce maybe 5 copywriting output, you can go tips on why it doesn't change here. Okay. Okay, tips on writing the prompt. Okay, I give examples. Okay, you need to be very clear and specific when you give a prompt, when you write the instruction. You cannot just give, create me a book about social media. It's very general, so you need to be very, very specific. The more the detail you give, the better the result you will get. Okay, so here like this, good prompt will be in 100 words describe a protagonist personality trait in the novel you just read. Okay, so that is, yes. Any other questions? Okay, so you see here, general instruction we give a very brief. Okay, so second one is action oriented language. Okay, research and present and argument. So in one prompt you can combine with many instruction. In my demo I showed how I combine this and that, and the more you put, the more they get the data to combine. Context is very important. Okay, because sometimes you need to know the context. You're talking about cooking, you're talking about recipe, or you're talking about because some words it has two meanings. Okay, so AI we go based on their bias. Okay, so here write about World War II is very general, using a specific examples. This is how it should be. Explain how Battle of Midway impacted the outcome of World War II. So more detailed context here. Okay, what is your favorite color and why? Okay, so you need to give more exaggerated commands. Okay, engaging and relevance. Okay, so and other examples. What I'm showing here is I'm still using 3.5, which is the old versions. GPT-4, I think they have some limit for now, so I don't really use that. But I tried last week. It's more impressive than the 3.5 in terms of the way they generate the outcomes. Okay, so basically involve video, audio, and so on.
The normal ChatGPT is automatically will update GPT-4.
No, later, if I show the screen, you have option to go to 3.5, default, legacy, and 4. So you have options. I think if you're using a non-paid account, maybe automatically go for 3.5. To me, 3.5 is already good enough. But like the paid version, you have no what do you call that, congestions, traffic. It doesn't matter, you still can access. Okay, so things I will go next. This is one of the technology. Have you used Google Lens to solve your problem or what? Okay, no, to me this is very helpful. I'm as a parent, if my kids ask something which is very difficult, I mean you already you don't really remember how to solve the problem. Google Lens. It is by
images.
okay, by
If you are out shopping and see a dress you like, you can use the app to
and
find
the
similar
AI
articles of clothes.
Generate.
It
This
can
is
also
where
assist
some
with translating text,
the
so
thing
that you will
called
be able to
ethics,
know
okay?
what that sign is
If
all
you
about
want
when
to
you are in
lie,
a
you
foreign
can
country.
continue lying, you can cheat.
One other
but
feature of the app that students will find useful is that it
But
can help
if you
solve
get the
math
answer,
problems.
you analyze, you study,
Here's how to do
you learn
it.
something. So
Prerequisite, make sure the phone is connected to the internet.
gray area, okay?
Open the Google Lens app. You can do this by swiping.
Okay, so before I go for next, okay, now I think I'll just skip this part. All right, so this is another thing. I'm really concerned about plagiarism. I tried GPT-0, which is another tools to test whether it is generated by AI. Yeah, it works well so far. So we can know, but I discovered something last week. I did with the Bing, it detect as a human. So I have no idea what is happening there. All right, so this one is all okay. This is all the technology last month, okay, and this is the technology this month. Can you see the difference? My friend posted this last month, so okay, this is good. We have a lot of things over here, and my space for slide has no longer fit this technology. This is all AI related, text to image, text to voice, many things, audio to voice, text to you can create music using text. Okay, so many things. So you don't have time to do all of this analysis, honestly. Okay, one thing before we go for the demo. Okay, this is the real chat from GPT. This one, something goes wrong with the system, which they go to a personal life. I'm not sure you read this thing. They go to like relationship with the prompter, the user. Okay, and another scary thing, this one. I don't know whether you can read, but this is a serious thing that could happen. Okay, why? This thing actually, this guy tried to provoke the AI. Okay, saying that he can hack or whatever things, but the AI give a feedback that okay, I can do a lot of things to you to provide for me. For example, I can report your IP address and location. So who knows that who can stop AI from giving location. Once you use Google, when you use online, everything is traceable. Okay, so if AI say this, do you think you're going to be playful with these tools? Definitely not, right? It can trace your IP locations. Okay, it's just a couple of seconds you can trace and provide evidence of your hacking activities. I believe this guy is a hacker, so he tried to provoke the ChatGPT. I think this one belongs to Microsoft. Okay, so he can report to the authority, he can block your account, he can access all the things. Everything's on here is your bank account, everything is all here. Okay, I believe we always take for granted. Even I myself, don't really bother about it until we lost the phones. Okay, so now, okay, Microsoft Meta also create their own versions. Okay, nowadays, okay, this is just comparison. ChatGPT reached 5 million. Within 5 days, 1 million users compared to all those companies, Facebook, Netflix, Kickstarters, and the recent news, 100 million users until February of 2023. So 100 million users within 3 months. Okay, so we are talking about revolution here. Okay, so now come to the demo. I did okay, I will do two things. Firstly, I will share with you the real screen, and I will share with you also the one that I recorded, because it's much easier for me. Okay, hold on. Okay, here. I think I will start with academic first. Okay, those who are in the academics, teachers, lecturers, this will be very helpful. Okay, what you see on the screen, okay, is a screenshot, is a video recorded. I did last days. Okay, this is what you will see in your screen also. Okay, on the left is just a setting, account, and so on. On the right, where we write our prompt, or we write our instructions. Okay, so hold on. Okay, before that, I just want to test. I'll go to this one. Anyone can create, we see, anyone can create a sentence using these 3 words. Durian, IIUM, and technology. I just want to challenge ChatGPT how many seconds you can create with it. Durian, IIUM, technology. Anyone can come up with a good sentence? I mean, understandable. Anyone to try? Any audience can combine technology, Durian, IIUM. So what you got to do with IIUM? What you got to do with Durian and technology? Any of our brothers can answer this? Oh, I was given a task to create a sentence using IIUM, Durian, and technology. No, that will not work. Okay, anybody want to try? Okay, by accidents.
Developing any technology to make durian taste better.
Okay, let's challenge the ChatGPT. Okay, one of the basic thing which I always use is to create sentence when you have some keywords, but you start with the what is the best thing to create this thing, especially the word which is not really related to each other, like durian, technology, and IIM. So how are you going to combine this thing? Okay, so what you just imagine you're asking somebody create a sentence for me. So you can just create a sentence, okay, using okay, now I'm going to pick durian, okay, IUM. Okay, this is things I don't know. When I type IUM, understand the context in Malaysia. Okay, I don't know by IP or whatever, but IUM could be biased thing if we talk in general. We don't know IUM maybe belongs to another which is larger things, which is not our university. Okay, and technology. Okay, so now even though you type a wrong spelling, you still can understand. Okay. The International Islamic University is using technology to analyze the distinct smell of durian and its potential benefits. Okay, so it makes context, right? It makes sense. It doesn't create something that looks funny or whatever. Okay, so 1 second you can create this, and I can change this to another tone. Okay, this is the next thing. Toning. Toning is a very important thing in ChatGPT, because toning means what kind of sentence you want. You're in academic, you will use a research sentence or academic term. So I can ask this guy to, okay, rewrite in academic tone. Okay. So, okay, he will write utilizing technological advancement in the technology of iron initiated investigation. Okay, now the words become context of academics, research style of writing. Okay. I can make informal. I can say, okay, rewrites. Okay, rewrite in Manglish. Anybody of you know what is Manglish? Mention. Okay, let's try Manglish. I like to check and smell whether got any good thing or not. So this is very okay. This is very our spoken language. I don't know international participant understand or not. Okay, I am using high-tech stuff to check out durian smell and see whether got any good thing or not. So I don't know if you understand. Why? Because they have 100 millions. Okay, maybe they have 1 million of Manglish data here. Okay, but I can go back. Okay, if you want to make funny, you can make okay. Rewrite in humorous way. Okay, humorous tone. So get this, the international IM is using some fancy tech to analyze stinky sand of durian, figure out how good really mean. Okay, so context depends on you, but like we an academic will be using research style, academic styles, okay, and other than that you can try to scientific, yes, okay, rewrite in scientific tones with facts. Okay, this is where the keyword more keyword comes in. Okay, I try to think with some quantitative facts. Okay, we don't know, but if we have some facts we can add here. Okay, let's say I assume that I have some fact with the facts that 90% of Malaysians, okay, love durian. Okay, let's see what happens. Rewrite in scientific tone. Approximately 90% of the reported processing of wonders for the pungent durian fruits. Right, utilizing technological methods. Okay, explore. Okay. Okay, so if you give instruction, qualitative amount, they will put it. I can ask them, okay, you can rephrase, okay, rephrase like you use the rephraser, okay, but it will rephrase the same things. Okay,
can you ask to rephrase it not less than 100 words?
Not less, but this is not less, but I can specific maybe I can make you want to push
push the sentence. How much can ChatGPT stretch the sentence?
You want to make it more?
Yeah.
Okay, I can type
Showing what that
expand this sentence. Okay,
to
so you will be amazed by how many paragraphs you can write. You can ask write 10 paragraphs, 20 paragraphs. Yeah, everybody think that is a thesis. But if you understand research, it will not about how many pages you write, right? It is about the finding and how you know. Yes, because it is trained millions of, and there are people also who control these things. There's some restriction. If you ask illegal thing, they will block you. They will say it is illegal to do, if you want to sell drug or whatever. Okay, the first things I will go later because this one I use. I think I use what do you call that? Microsoft Edge. It doesn't have that function compared to this one. Okay, this one is a more complicated interface because so many extension I put it here. This is Chrome. Okay, so I don't want to confuse you with the Chrome because I want to go very clean GPT. Okay, from this I can make bullet point. Okay, extract. So this is very important. If you want to do a research, you have a text. Two ways you can do. You can paste your text here. You can ask ChatGPT to extract important point. Specify you want what data from that text. Okay, but in this case, I just make a very general. Okay, extract 5 important. Okay, important points in bullet points, okay, because I don't want become a lengthy explanation in bullet points. So it will generate for you in bullet points. Okay, so if you have tons of analysis to do, this is one of the good examples. Okay. Okay. This one I tested last night. There are something I noticed these few days, which I asked last time it works, and I asked today it doesn't work. So like this is one of the examples I experienced last night. This one I asked to access this article because I want to extract the information from this website. Now he said I don't have the capabilities to access the internet. Let's see how I now I've been trying to play around. I ask again, can you access this website? And after that, you say it can access. So I don't really know what is happening here, honestly, because the books I noticed last week, I still can have a lot of books from their database. So when I ask, okay, summarize chapter 1 from this book, and they can simply summarize. But I noticed within these few days, I think maybe it got to do with the copyright issue. I don't know. That could be. Okay, now this one I go for academic first before I go to research. Okay, you can create, for examples, like this one. I want to create exam question, especially for the lecturers. Okay, you need to understand what kind of exam questions. Okay, in this case, I just use multiple choice questions. Then I put the instruction. I need the sample answer because it makes it easier for me to jot down, and the answer will be A to E. Okay, so I put it, provide the answer for each question for my reference. Okay, so let's see what it does. This I ask to access this website. Okay, so I will get immediately questions. Okay, all right, so I got from E and the answer. Okay, and so on. So if you have specific topic from each chapter, you can refer based on chapter. Okay, and I can use the Bloom taxonomy to create another examples. I think after this. Okay, now I just want them to ChatGPT to create me short essay questions. Okay, And then I give more details instruction, okay, on type advantage of, because this is about VR. And the marks I will put, I think, 20 marks for these short essay questions. And I even asked to give rubric and grading scheme. Okay. So this is not plagiarism, okay, because this is helping you as a faculty. Okay. So the questions comes in, the answer scheme, they even give details. Okay, 2 marks for introduction, advantages, 10 marks, limitation, and so on. And the rubric is for us to evaluate, okay, if the student answer this.
Yeah.
Or if you want to go through traditional way, you can spend 1 hour, 2 hours doing this thing. Your choice. Nobody's going to, stop you. But of course, there is, drawbacks. There is pro and cons about this. Okay, I think the next thing I use maybe another method. Okay, one good thing, if you're not sure about what you want to do with this, you can ask, can you do this thing for me? And can you do, and so on, okay? Like this one, I asked to grade my student works just to test, okay? I have an example which works, but I remind you, use your own natural intelligence to verify against. Okay, but this one, it says it will not do that. Okay, maybe I don't give a proper instruction. I have the one I did with the Prof. Fauzan last time. Yes, it works very well. It gave, I think, 16 out of 20 marks for the student, which I copy paste from others.
But if you want to grade for students,
okay, what I did, I asked the questions. Okay, provide a scheme for answering. Okay, this is the thing. So they understand the context now. Okay, so then but again, I use your own justification. Don't 100%. Maybe you can see. Okay, it helped a lot for you to for ChatGPT to trace some words. Okay, then give a mark. After that, you need to verify whether is this correct or wrong. Okay, so now and I will continue with the demo. Okay, okay, this one I make fill in the blanks. I paste the text, the articles. Okay, then I will okay. I want them to, this is another questions. Okay, if you want to create fill in the blank questions, so you can do this way also. Okay, so they give the answer because I asked to give the answer for me for reference. Okay, now I want to use Bloom taxonomy to create questions. Okay, so before that, I asked the GPT to list type of taxonomy, and then I can even ask, okay, use all this taxonomy, create the questions. Okay, I did that here. Okay, so they have, I think, 6. Okay, so this is all the Bloom taxonomy formatting for questions. So what I did, I asked them to list, and then I will choose, okay, this just to demonstrate how it's capable to do the questions. Okay, so I asked, okay, use each of Bloom taxonomy example you gave above and create one question each of that examples. Okay, So remembering, understanding. So they will come up with all different approach for this. So you can decide later on if it suits or fit your needs. Yes, it can do. Yeah. It can do like what you call it, poems. Okay. Pantun, it doesn't work very well. It doesn't understand the rhyme at the end. I've been trying to push, keep instructing at the end of the word should be rhyme, should be, it doesn't work that way. I think if it's trained properly with more input, I believe it will do, because this Pantun is a very small thing from the data set, I think. So that's why yeah, I tried to play around and experiment this. Okay, where were we just now? Okay, then I developed okay, this one. Okay, this one also very interesting. If you want to create a brief for your student project, okay, you must have the topics that you want, okay, and like this one, what I did is I asked, okay, provide brief instruction, a grade of 20, add deadlines, timeline within 3 weeks, submission, and so on, so on. Okay, so it will automatically help you a lot, especially if you want to compare, you go one by one, typing manually, it takes a lot of time. Okay, so this one is just a few seconds, you will have one brief. After that, you need to verify. Okay, this is the project for virtual reality, so the student have an instruction what to do. Okay, if you want to change, you can ask later, you can rewrite and change certain things. Okay, so imagine that if you give brief to your students, okay, you already have all the information here. Try to put as much as possible info, then you will understand better. Okay, so I just test on this one project here, and I can even so basically, because it access the all the related information about this from their data. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is, okay, this is what I tested in my class last time. I want to give activities to the student, but I don't want to share the same topics. Okay, so I have about I think 20 groups. Immediately I asked ChatGPT, okay, list 20 or 10 questions, 10 topics using social media as a theme, and make it different for each other. So I have 10 titles. So everybody has their own task. It will not be the same. So like this one, I have 10 groups, and I want each group, okay, to have a different topics. Okay, so I just instruct. We are still talking in the context of this Windows, which is virtual reality. Okay, so I suggest 10 different. Okay, so I will get this thing, so it easier for me to okay, I think this one I forgot to put the theme, so it goes very general. Okay, okay, what else you want to do? If you have anything so you want to, we can try together. Okay, so now I forgot to put the context, so I ask again, create in term the title I want it to be is all virtual reality, so they generate against virtual reality. So a good thing that I can give to my students, each student different topics now. Okay, this is the syllabus designs. If you involve with the syllabus designs, okay, I asked to create a syllabus for me. So just give the title and the context. Okay, this one actually I asked, what should I do if I want to design a syllabus? Okay, so they will give all the things that are required to be in the syllabus. Okay, policy, cost, attendance, and so on. So I just want to use 3 points from above. Okay, I just simply copy. Then okay, using this, and then create syllabus for what topics. Okay, so create syllabus for I put it IIUM. Okay, so new course. Okay, yes, of course the templates later on. Okay, so if you have specific instruction, just list. Okay, so I just want to see is it work, because if I put it virtual reality, it will be very general, but I want to make it as a heritage study, so I put virtual reality for heritage study. Okay, so and after this I change again because I want to make it more Malaysian and also Islamic context in heritage. Okay, so this one is the first draft. Okay, so I also give a textbooks, you can check later. Okay, so if you feel, okay, the good thing, if you feel that you're not satisfied with this one, you can ask to rewrite and add what actually you want to add. Okay, so in this case, okay, all right, I think I forgot to put assessments. Okay, so I'll ask, suggest to me in this new syllabus, I have a quiz. I put it here, 2 quizzes. Okay, I think 2 assignments. Okay, 2 projects and assignments. Okay, then I will decide how many marks for each. Okay, so I put it here, quiz, I think 20, 30. Okay, so now I have all these things listed there. So grading skills. Okay, if it is wrong, then you can ask to make a correction. So I have 2 quiz projects and also assignments. Okay, if you have any questions, you can ask while we continue with this. Okay, now I put some modifier, which is I want to modify, suggest. Okay, this one suggests 2 assignments with different, so they will rewrite based on your instructions. Okay, research paper, this one's still in the syllabus thing. I asked to give detail what kind of project I want to give to the students. So I asked them to give in detail for this. Yeah, it's free. Yeah. So far, not that much use. I asked them, they don't know. They don't even know ChatGPT yet. So I feel okay. I don't know whether they cheat me or not. Yeah.
Question regarding prompt generation, right?
Okay.
What are contents of a prompt to generate a specific kind of reliable text?
Okay, you give me one. Can you imagine what do you want me to show? I'll try to show it here.
I was just thinking in the context of a prompt. Like, okay, we talk about research, we talk about academics.
Okay.
Like, I know it's specific to individual and the research.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're asking me to put the example.
Okay.
But I'm saying what are the key contents of a prompt? Like, okay, it can be generic prompt like English literature.
Okay. Okay, firstly, you need to know what you want to ask. Okay, the things. I give example. I want to ask about which we can elaborate more. Okay.
We can have a like statistical population of teachers in Malaysia.
Okay. So now, statistical. So what you want to know from there?
Like, what is the
Okay, I make a simple example. Okay, I make a simple examples. Popular social media among Malaysians. Okay, so okay, how are we going to know? Of course, as ChatGPT don't have access to this data unless we use like we can try using Chrome, because Chrome has this web access, but still you need to verify. I cannot guarantee the thing is correct, but we'll try here. I will just turn on this web access. Okay, so okay, what actually I want to know, we can just write, okay, provide me statistics. Okay, statistics for popular social media. Social media, you can put some understand among Malaysians. I cannot guarantee the answers correctly, but we give it a try. Okay. Okay, hold on. Okay, they gave this one. Again, verify. I have no idea how true is this. Okay, so this is just a simple questions. Okay, from here, what else you want to do? You can write a short report, for example. Okay, using this data. Okay, write a short reports in statistical way. Okay, add percentage. Okay, this one, it doesn't have any percentage, but that's fine. We can try, because okay, add percentage right in academic tones. Okay, yes, and then make it one paragraph. Okay, I don't want to I don't want make it one paragraph, right? This way. Okay, add 30%. Okay, and yes. Okay, make it I ask to make table after this. Make it pie chart. I will show you after this. It will not be doing here, but we need to use another tools. Okay, add percent and make it one paragraph only. Okay, because if you don't give specific instruction, they will go to 3-4 paragraph. Okay, so according to the survey conducted by Ministry, percentage of Malaysians receive, now see everything, your numbers million just now becomes in percentage, but verified. Okay, because we don't know how true is these things. But it is one paragraph. Okay, it follows my instruction. I have this thing. Okay, now to answer prof questions, make it in tables. Okay, make it in table form. Okay. Okay, pie chart. I have a recorded sessions because. All right. The one thing I don't like to use these things, the contact, it will go to reference. Sometimes make it in table. It will go to create table. You need to go blah 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 and so on. Okay. I think I will turn off this thing. I go back here. It's much cleaner. Much clean contact. So okay, I just want to create table. So list popular. Okay. Popular social media in Malaysia. Okay, so we have, okay, make it dummy. We can ask, okay, make it dummy users. Okay, users number. for each submits. Okay. Okay. So I would create, okay, make it in table form. So what you need to do, just type, make it in table form. Okay. So now it's already in table form with fake informations. Okay. So what else? Okay, so okay, this one I arguing with this. Slideshow. Okay. Slides. This considered a bit traditional, but already AI. I call traditional AI because, for example, I have a text of informations. Then I want to make slide for my lecture. So what I did is for week 1 lecture, okay, I need 10 slides about introduction, history, and application of VR. So this is very general, okay. So, and I give, okay, create 10 slides. Okay, now we give a detailed instruction. In our slide, what we want heading, we want 3 points for each slide, okay, and suggest picture, because I want to put picture, suggest picture. It cannot generate picture, okay, but the recent technology, it can generate everything within one application. So now I have a format. It's slide 1, introduction, definitions, okay. Remember I asked 3 points, so suggested picture, VR headsets. Slide 2, concept. So this is 10 slides generated using very brief. Okay, if you have a specific text, paste it here and ask to create. Okay, so this is and the one that I showed you, Copilot, will generate automatically. The one that you watched just now by Microsoft. Okay, so the next thing is just to copy paste in your slide and create in the PowerPoint. So it's a bit not fully automations, but it is helpful rather than you want to go one by one. Okay, I have 2 hours class. Okay, I need to have some activities in my class. So I will ask how many minutes for lecture, how many minutes for activity. So I'll list down using this. Okay, list down activities including students activity. Okay, and then okay, breakdowns based on minutes. Okay, because I want to plan my my lecture and class activities. Okay, so now suggest 5 activities in my class. Okay, so they will give in details. Okay, each task, lecture, how many minutes, question and answer, how many minutes, and so on. Okay, so now I will have this. Okay, activity 1, lecture 40 minutes. Okay, introduction. So you have a better guidance over here. Yeah, but yeah, that is the drawback to me. Your critical and creative thinkings reduce drastically. Yeah, honestly. But you can focus on other things.
So there's a request from chat to move on from the writing exam and focus on English language.
Okay. I will go for that things if you okay, because I believe the student would like to know more about this research things.
Yeah.
Okay, so okay. Firstly, normally I give an example here, so you can try your own area of specializations. Okay, so this one I call it a gap finder. Gap finder is we try to ask ChatGPT to suggest what are the current gap in certain areas. Okay, so you know better your areas, so you can verify, you can find is it true or not. Okay, like this one is in virtual reality. So I put a focus in Malay heritage. So it is more, narrower scope here. So I'm doing a research on virtual reality. Okay, suggest 3 gaps significant to research based on current research activity. So I mentioned again, I want to focus on how to improve digital conservation in Malay heritage by using VR. So this is very specific, very focused topics. Okay. So now they give us suggestions. Okay, there are 3 suggestions. Okay, where is it? By accident. Okay, they give me 3 topics over here. 3 areas that I can focus. Okay, first, limited research on application VR. So I believe if you try, you know better how to control your topics. Okay, this one, lack of studies to explore effectiveness. Okay, and limited research on cultural and ethical implication of using VR in context of Malay heritage. So let's say I feel that I'm not satisfied with this, you can ask to provide more gaps. Okay, so from there you understand how many gaps they provide. Okay, if let's say you feel you're satisfied, okay, I want these gaps. Okay, so let's say I choose number 2 as my okay, then I will ask, okay, suggest research problems, okay, and that I can use for using qualitative research methods. Okay, this is just for guidelines. If you feel that you have a specific thing that you want to focus, you can use that one. Okay, but this one is just for suggestion. So if I think, okay, there are 3 research problems over here. Okay, so one of it, how do visitors Malay heritage perceive authenticity? What are the barriers? Okay, so then it will continue with the okay, so now I have 3 research problems. Okay, I want to rewrite in bullet point because it's very lengthy. Okay, sometimes again this thing happens, it doesn't understand your context, but you can try again. Okay, so simplify in bullet point. I re-instruct. Okay, so it still don't follow my instruction in bullet point, it's still given numbering, but that's okay. Now the problem that I want to focus has been summarized better. Okay, how visitor perceive VR technology, how authentic, factors, what factor affect adoption of VR. Okay, so I'm done with this. Okay, now I think I want to change some things, which is I need revision and rewriting by focusing, because we are talking. Okay, we are talking on to this. Anything you feel like you want to change, you instruct immediately. Okay, add this thing. What happened if I focus on this thing? So they will formulate a new research problem here. So now I think I add in the Malay VR and Malay heritage. Okay. The next thing is I asked to suggest, okay, 2 points for each using quantitative, okay, methods. So if I want to do a quantitative method, I ask first because I want to know which method that suitable. Okay. So I use a number 1 for problem number 1. Okay. So they will give a qualitative conducting. Okay, so this is what is suggested. Okay, conductive interviews. Okay, organizing of discussions. Okay, quantitative administering pre and post visit surveys, analyzing data. So if you have any specific research method, indicate directly what kind of research method you want to use. This is just for guidelines. Okay. So from here, if you feel like, okay, okay, I want to use number 1 quantitative, then you can copy paste. Okay, suggest to me what are the steps involved. Okay, what kind of tests you can use. Yes, definitely. Yeah, but again, how good you instruct your questionnaire is important. Or else it's just generate a very brief questionnaire. Okay, you want to put demographic, you want to put add more context. Okay. Okay, so now from these points, okay, I will use okay, I asked them what are the stages involved. I choose number one, I think just now. Okay, so they already suggested to me the step involved here. Okay, first, conduct a thorough reviews. Okay, second, develop research plan, obtain ethical clearance, recruit participants, conduct depth interviews. Okay, analyze. Because we are talking about the I think qualitative or quantitative here. Okay, so they will talking about that scope. Okay. If you want to see some example, for example, using regressions test, okay, so you can ask, okay, show me example how you can do this test on this data, create a dummy data, so you will understand how this thing will be applied immediately on your screen. Okay, now I want to create a Gantt chart, okay, for 3 years research activities. Okay, so what I did, I asked, can you create a Gantt chart in table form? Okay, so they will come up with, okay, year ones, what you have to do. Okay, literature, this is just a suggestion. Okay, so you can edit later on if you feel that, okay, maybe stage 1 is too long, so you will change. Okay, year 2 involve year 2 maybe data analysis in year 2, not in year 1. Okay. So for guideline planning, I think is quite helpful. Then okay, I still playing around with this because I think I need to adjust something. So I asked to redo all these things. Okay, so I think I will just continue next. Okay, still playing around with this. Okay.
Too much can check. Too much can check.
Kerja tak jalan. Gantt chart yang banyak. A very well planned Gantt chart, but no progress. Okay, I think I try play around this thing. Never mind. Just wait for next task that I asked this to do. Okay. I discovered something last 2 days, which I think very helpful. Which I've been looking for this method to create chart, to create a diagram. Okay. Okay, this is objective. Okay. You can just type, suggest to me objective for this research. Next, what else I asked to do? Okay, okay, I have no idea to obtain the data, so I asked where can I get this data for this research, and then I say I will choose one. Okay, so it suggests make a pre-post visit analyzing from online reviews. Okay, so if you ask to give 10 suggestions, it will give 10 suggestions. So this one is just 3. I choose number 1. Okay, so I ask what kind of thing involved in this. So they will they will give a description how many things that you need to do to conduct this research. Okay, so this is based on the standard data that they collect all over the world. Okay. Okay, then I ask how many questions should I ask for this research, because I want to collect data for this. Okay, so you give input what kind of questions and data you want to collect here. Okay, so now I go into details. which is thematic analysis, okay, content analysis, discourse analysis. So this is analysis type that I asked to use in this research. So I will decide from here which one. Okay, maybe after you you know, consult your advisors, your supervisor, you will get a better idea. Okay, but before you prepare, before you go and see your supervisor, you already have idea. Okay, this one is good, maybe this one is not that good, so you already know. Like this one I use okay, this one to answer prof questions, I asked them to list the question that I'm going to ask in my interview when data collection happens. Okay, so but this is very brief, but still in the context of topics, which is VR things. I just ask these questions. Okay, so they will give opinions what you have to do at the end. Okay, so basically I think it will speed up a lot of things what we're doing now. Okay, so okay, the thing that I always use most is simplify and list the bullet points. Okay, so this is much easier instead of very long writings. So we just make it a simple writing. So list and bullet point are two popular prompt I always use. So now I changed, assuming that this research is quantitative research. List three methods. Okay, they suggest experimental research, survey research, okay, and observational research. Okay, so this is an example of quantitative research. Because I just asked three, so they will provide three. If I have more, I can you can ask more. Okay, so this is survey question. Okay, I just want to know what kind of survey question they can produce. So this is just some. I think I asked only 5 questions. So it is very helpful. Okay. I think this one I asked to create a dummy data from this because I want to do next analysis. Okay. You can ask create a dummy. If you have your own data collection, you can paste it here. Okay, so now I asked to create in percentage. Okay, because the number up there is all in unit, so I want to see in the percentage. So for number two, question number 2, we have 74% say yes. Okay, which is did VR experience enhance your understanding of Malay heritage site? Yes, 74%. And up you can do more tests if you want to verify further this. Okay, now comes the part where we are going to use additional tools rather than 100% in ChatGPT. Okay, this part I've been experimenting how to generate this chart or any diagrams. Okay, one of it you can use is Google Collaboratory, Google Colab. This one asks to create a code in Python. Okay, so we can copy. You don't bother about this thing, they will create all these things. So the next thing, go to the copy up there. Okay, so let them finish all this code. So the next thing is copy and go to Google Colab. Okay, so copy code, because this GPT cannot generate image for these versions because they claim the version 4 will come out. So full version with the image. So let's see. So now I can immediately see my result down there. Okay. So all the questions just now have been generating using this. I don't know this last one is what, but basically we have here. No, this one I use the Google Collaboratory. Google Colab, you paste your Python code and you just run. Okay, Okay. Oops. So now, what if we want to create a chart or a diagram? Okay. I just create one simple tool, one simple data over here. Okay. All right, this is not Google Colab. This is another tool. I try to play around because I want to create a mind mapping. Okay, so what I did is I go to this tool called term board. Okay, term board is we can create, okay, mind mappings. Okay, I think if you can explore, you have a lot of idea. So what I need to do, I need to copy paste this one, copy, and I will just go to my term board. You can go termboard.com, I think, and open a new file there. Okay. Okay, go to edit and paste it under bulk app. Paste it here. Okay, and you will get all these things. So if you want to make a relations, okay, you can connect. This one is not in ChatGPT, but it is helpful, especially if you have a diagram that you want to show over here. Okay, so you sometimes the things you need to use multiple tools at one point at one time. Okay, hopefully version 4 will come out with all these features where we can generate everything on one interface. Okay, so this one I just try to play around with this. And another things after this, I think I use another tools called Mermaids. Okay, Mermaid is quite impressive to me. Okay, what I did, okay, I asked write mermaid codes. Okay, we asked directly write mermaid code for Gantt chart diagram here. Okay, they will write the code for mermaid. You can go to mermaid websites. Okay, so now, okay, I just test with these simple things. PhD process. Okay, the Gantt chart, the one that I created just now. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy this one. Okay, and I'm going to go to Mermaid. So let's see what happened in Mermaid. Mermaid has I think more than about 10 diagram that you can create. Okay, now I want to create a Gantt chart. Okay, I can simply okay, create my Gantt chart here. Okay, maybe there are some result which is not really good, so you need to explore, because I also just started exploring this last night. Okay, so this one I try to make another things, which is this times I use I think flow. Okay, so the flow, you will get all the flow things here, and then I try another thing also, social media types. Okay, flow diagrams. Okay, so of course you need to copy and paste in Mermaid, so you will get the result there. So like this one, okay, so I'll copy and go to Mermaid. So if you have any data which you already finalized, okay, so this one I go to this flow and paste it here. So okay, because our data is very big, so our flow will be very huge over here. But it is helpful for now because we don't have features to create that. Okay, so we use mermaids. So this one I want to create another things. I just give a dummy data over here. So I will copy and okay, suggest two methods to analyze. So I have a numbers of data here. So this one, they go for percentage analysis and square test. Okay. Okay, so I create a simple dummy data and then I ask to create a percentage analysis. Okay, so write a short report, write a short conclusion. So from the tabulated data, okay, it will create this. So now I ask to analyze, okay. So whatever methods you come to your minds, you can try to, use. You can try to test here. You can make dummy data and ask ChatGPT to analyze for you. And then you create your own real data and put it here for the real analysis. Okay, sometimes it lost context. Okay, it needs to have an input data. I don't know. Sometimes it can understand within this same windows. Okay, so all of these things is formulations. After this, I will show you how you can gather data from YouTube. Okay, from the speech, how you can make your speech. If you see any lecture from the YouTube and you feel that you want to use that as okay, this one I discovered last night. It has no longer has access to the book when I asked to summarize. Okay, last month it works fine, so I think this something maybe got to do with the copyright of the books. Okay, because or else people can simply get the summary from here without going to real books. So now this is what it says. It says they have no access to specific book. Okay, or else people will no longer go to virtual books, virtual library, because everything is here. This one, this book actually I did last month. Everything is there. I can summarize chapter by chapter. I can create slide for each chapter, but no longer available. Okay.
There's a lot of questions regarding ethical issues with ChatGPT. You were asking if they can ask it now.
Yeah, sure.
There's just a lot of questions here. So I'm just like,
yang mana boleh jawab, I'll jawab.
Should I go one by one, or if she also wants to go?
I think we can,
Okay. So, I think the first question is basically how can we avoid plagiarism from, I guess, you.
I mean, for plagiarism from point of view students, or
I think this is students.
I think you know the answer, right? The student knows the answer, how to avoid plagiarism. I don't get the point here. Macam mana?
I think like because one of the questions today they were mentioning that you could put ChatGPT as a reference, a footnote.
Okay, policy. I check. UPM has policy. I think this university also have policy. Okay, and I saw somebody share with me from abroad their university policy. Some totally banned. Okay, some you need to put the the reference, how you gain the data, how you obtain the data. So this topic is still huge debate and is a hot topic. So to answer that honestly, it's very difficult, because you need to define plagiarism is what is actually plagiarism. If I write my contents and then I rephrase and I rewrite using Grammarly, that is considered plagiarism or not? No, right? Okay, so that is fine. So if a lazy student, 8 o'clock you want to submit, 7 o'clock access here, write to me, this is blah, blah, blah. That is plagiarism, I think, right? So
There's actually a question here. I think this is something more from IDA's domain. What are the policy from IUM on the use of ChatGPT? So this is the official position of IUM. So
You can't stop it. There's a new
we need
there's a new directive which was given to me yesterday. And they do encourage students to use chat.
okay.
There's no right to check. That is what we have to accept. Right? Use it, but you have to use it with your channels. We're not quite sure how to deal with it. In this case, for example, they're saying that when you fill in or have a
Yes.
check whether sentences are written by humans or AI. And I've also heard about checking although I'm not quite sure where institutions are using it.
So it's that way. There's like 10 questions here. We're trying to
Okay.
summarize.
My opinion about this, I think, of course, you cannot stop the technology. Yeah. It's either these things similar to, I got a screenshot yesterday. 1988, there's a group of teachers conduct a demonstration to ban calculator in the class because it said calculator you make students but at the end there are some tasks which need calculator. You cannot avoid using that. So people make a joke. 2023, the people asked to ban ChatGPT because ChatGPT helped this, but it's a very huge topics, and it is a very until now nobody see the impacts because we are a part of this, and we are the sample for this experiment, honestly, because we will see the result after certain times. Okay, of course there will be bad side, good side, we don't know. Okay, but to me, I use for good sake. I used to assist my work as what, if you listen to Prof Karim from Unit 10's speech, he said treat ChatGPT as an extension of your brains, okay, which help you, and you can focus on other productivity. So any other questions?
I have one question. If you do the paraphrase on ChatGPT,
yeah.
Let's say we get the data from ChatGPT, the content from ChatGPT. Now we want to do the paraphrase from ChatGPT. So does it work actually?
Does it work?
Does it work? Finally we will get the real content and without
your question.
Do the paraphrase.
Your question is it things if you go to GPT-0, it will not detect as
Because it's quite easy for me lah. Let's say example, right? I just copy paste whatever answer it is from ChatGPT, and then I put it into bot to paraphrase it.
Okay. So you test,
and then I put it on my research paper, and then when I test it on ChatGPT 0, it says it is likely written by human.
Okay, so you found the formula.
I found a formula. but if I do that, let's say I do that, so I spend like 10 hours for this to create one research paper, and I submit it to a journal. Let's say I don't use that billboard. Let's say I myself, by my own effort, paraphrase whatever it is that it comes from ChatGPT. Would that be wrong? Or technically it's still me paraphrasing, but then I say that, oh, this is co-written by me and ChatGPT.
That is the thing. I mean, is if the purpose of paraphrasing is to improve and rewrite in a different tone. But I have tried your method before this, I mean, from here and go to Quillbot and test on plagiarism things. So it says unique things. Okay, but now comes the question back to my first slide. I mean, you have choices to choose which method is right and wrong. Okay, so for me, I think you know what actually right, what actually wrong. Okay, so I believe that yeah, use sensibly, use in a correct way. I haven't tried, so I don't know. They said recently they embed the thing, so yeah.
And also, I'm just paraphrasing the question that comes from the chat. Basically, one of them tried using ChatGPT for basically topics in relation to religion, like Islam.
Okay.
So he said here, can you scroll down? I asked it reference for arguments, and I found it as dubious, especially if it is related to Islamic-based studies. What are your comments? Because I think I can relate to this as well, because I actually did some experiment as well with law arguments and legal arguments, and it always comes up with some weird section.
Yeah.
You know, fuzzy accent does not exist. So I was wondering, like, if for example ChatGPT, there's either number one, is there that disparity in certain fields? And secondly, does ChatGPT create facts
Yes.
to fill in the gaps? Which
That's what I noticed also. Sometimes it acts like a smart things. They make up the facts. Yeah. So that's why my first slide, a verifier, and you as a human you need to verify. Okay. So don't use 100%. It's just a tool. Okay. Yeah. So if the data being fed with the all rubbish thing, okay, they will come up with the rubbish output. So same things. Okay.
They generate false references.
Yes, that is true thing. False reference. But I noticed recently is improved a bit.
What they do is they choose the name of the author, a different title, a different journal, and they combine and they assemble into one. It looks so real, but once you do the fact checking, it is not.
Yes. What I did normally, I go here and I state exactly, okay, find a reference from Google Scholar with the topic of this. Let's try. We can see. Okay. Find a reference for. Okay, I just put virtuality. I want to give more specific. Okay, drawbacks. Okay, from Google Scholar. Okay, list maybe 2 references. Okay. Okay, let's see. We can verify. Okay, so it is here. Let's see. I just copy the name and we go to Google Scholar. Okay, so we take until here. Okay, let's go to okay, Scholar. Because if you want to use ACM you need to log in, so it's not free. So I'm worried it will not.
Disrupting the video.
Okay, so just now, what is our title just now?
Effects of virtual reality.
Effectiveness of virtual reality using doesn't look correct. Okay.
Doesn't exist.
Yeah. So forget about getting too much automation in your research. Okay. Hey, I know you're asking what is the simplest way? What is the Fastest way. Yeah. Everybody is like, show me the fastest way. Yeah, everything wants to be easy, right?
I mean, like a lot of questions in chat were
Okay,
asking about how to create references.
If any of you have access to Bing chat, so Bing chat to me, okay, but I haven't tried on this. What do you call that? On the references. Okay, chat. We go to chat, and I think that you need to have been waiting list. Okay, okay. Let me try again. Provide me 2 references for virtual reality in gaming. So okay, okay. Show citation. So let's see. Because this is real-time data, and this is this combined search and chat. Okay, so and they provide where is this site, they cite this thing which part. Okay, okay, so we have, okay, visuality, okay, let's see, is in a research gate, so it looks like correct. Okay, so yes, so it exists. Okay, it's also used GPT technology, but this belongs to Microsoft. So this one, VR gaming term used to describe new generation. Okay, they have small things here. Where this thing come from? Okay, maybe you can ask only research paper. Okay, list to me. Okay, or else they will take from website and list to me only research paper. I haven't explored much here, but let's see. Only research paper, citation or reference. It's slightly slower because involved with the searching real time data. Okay, still we still have this. That's I think I like most about Bing. This site, where is this reference come from? Okay, this is Spring here opens SLE journals. You can check. Okay, this one is ResearchGate. Okay, let's see, is it true? Virtual reality and games. I think this is hopefully is correct. Reality and game. Okay, so you can verify. So use Bing. Forget about ChatGPT.
This is only for the reference for
Thank God this is not live.
Yeah, yeah. Again?
Is it like you suggesting now?
No, for references, I think Bing is a lot better. Okay. The problem with the GPT, it is no real time, even though.
To the paraphrase,
Mhm.
can we use ChatGPT as a paraphraser? Because in my case, last time I tried something, then I checked on Eternity, and they found like almost 90% is plagiarized. But I do the paraphrase. I mean, I did the paraphrase on ChatGPT. So I actually wanted to use it as a paraphraser.
If you paraphrase too closely, you'll catch it. Say the context is still the same.
Then use normal paraphraser yourself.
Yeah. Because paraphrasing is a bit remarkable, right? You can run away from it.
Someone said let's use the paper upload immediately for that sandwich. On that note, Yasser, so we see like ChatGPT is really good in generating
Yeah, I think
with the
contents. Yeah,
content is really good.
yeah.
But then for references,
I think I prefer Bing.
we can copy paste from ChatGPT, put it in Bing, and then ask it to put references.
Yes, yes, that's a good idea also.
There's actually a question here, is whether we will be able to use ChatGPT or say GPT API to create AI apps for our organizations or universities.
Yes, I think last 2 weeks they announced the API, so I don't really explore that thing, but people using for WhatsApp, people using for other application to integrate this in their websites. Okay, so you can check recent news. ChatGPT API is already available.
So actually, like, sorry, I'm just asking. I'm just asking from chat. So they were saying that if they Google ChatGPT, they found many websites for it. So could you help us with which for us to choose? Thank you very much. I think I can relate to this because of this ChatGPT book, every time I open YouTube, there's this weird advertisement saying use the power of AI.
During the November, there is only one ChatGPT by OpenAI. Now, if you type, you will not see OpenAI in the first place anymore. There is a lot of advertisement from other things. Okay, the correct one is this one. Okay, you type chat. Okay, OpenAI.com/chat. So this is the correct one. Okay. Even I was lucky to have the app by ChatGPT, but now I don't see anymore on the Google Play. Okay, so the correct one, chat.openai.com/chat. Okay, this is the correct one. Okay, there are things which I want to share with you. Is just now I mentioned, if you found any interesting topics from YouTube, for example. Okay, so let's say this one. Okay, I will just click this. Okay, there are things called transcriber. Okay, this transcriber, if you click the transcript and summary, you might not have this one if you don't install. Okay, if you want to install, you just click you just go to this website. This website is called glass.co. Okay, install it on Chrome. Okay, this will be honestly very helpful. Okay, it is summarizer for the people's voice from YouTube, transcript. And then what you need to do is, I will go here. Okay, click this icon, or other way you can just copy transcript, but this one will go automatically with export your things and open a new ChatGPT windows. So remember, I have all this transcript over here. Okay, so many words, then it will bring this transcript, and I can use this in my ChatGPT. They will give a summary. Okay, this video is about what? It takes some time because it's importing the external data over here, but it will be somewhere here later on. Okay, so just wait. It takes a couple of seconds. Okay, so now my video, my summary for that video is already here. Okay, the transcript is all here. Okay, so here is the video entitled blah 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 and so on and so on. So you can just list in 3 bullet point. Okay, in case you want to summarize the summary again. Okay, 3 for examples points. So use that tools is very helpful.
So this only works with if your transcript is perfect English. So if, like, for example,
if mixed Malay, other language, even the transcript also will create weird characters. I noticed. It's good for English, but I haven't tried in Arabic or any other language. Yeah. I think we can try.
Let's say I have a recorded video like this. So can we do the same thing?
If you put it on the YouTube, I think there are features you can check. Okay, you can mark. You can.
So since you already opened about Microsoft 365 Copilot, apparently, coincidentally, there's 2 questions on that. I think that this is mostly students of IIM have. I don't know. Are you familiar with this?
What?
The Copilot.
I use a Microsoft Designer. Yes, it is inside this Designer.
They were asking, like, since students have 365 account provided by IUM, is it the same account for them to use Copilot?
Okay. I also have my university accounts on this. Okay. I'm I open the 365. I don't see any other thing like that. But this one, it works. But this one, you will be amazed. Okay, this is honestly, I haven't fully 100% explored. But what I did here, I just tried to create a poster. Okay, this is same concept with if you use text to image generation, but the Microsoft integrate in a very good ways. Okay, I already have this account, but I don't know why.
You need to sign in.
Oh, where is sign in? Ah, okay. I also don't know what is my login. Honestly, I think I don't use university account this one because I registered using. But this is very impressive because okay, this is another. If your school or department, for example, design schools, okay, you have a problem because at the end, okay, at the end, what actually you want to, the student can. If you see what is happening here, you will see you can generate a design in a very quick way. But if the student being irresponsible, they will use these tools to have their submission in shortcut way. Okay, so that is the things. Okay, email to. Okay, sorry. Okay, I think I'll try to log in because I want to show the capabilities of these tools. Okay. At the same time, if there's any other questions.
One question I want to ask is that a lot of the arguments that states that it's actually ethical is because if you treat ChatGPT like a tool, right? You're the one who gives the prompts. So let's say you're the one who gives the skeleton of the idea. I give the full structure. I just need ChatGPT to perhaps word it out for me. Would that be unethical? Because the idea comes from me. The content comes from me. It's just that the representation.
I think we will wait for the real research being conducted in this thing because honestly, you are talking about something that we are not clear about. We are not clear. Nobody knows. You can ask Bill Gates. Bill Gates also have no idea because we are a sample for this experiment. We are being in this experiment all together. They will output after this. You will see, oh, this guy fully plagiarized using the ChatGPT. You have.
But I think that's interesting. Since right now we're moving to ChatGPT 4, right? Are there plans to basically develop ChatGPT specific for certain industries? That's for academia only.
Yeah, if you see the slide show just now, the one I showed, so many small thing, there is a specific area of GPT. Okay,
academia.
Not really specific for academia, but it's for example, like music industry. You already have text to music. You just describe what kind of music you want, what kind of instrument you want. They will train all those information and create the music for you. Yeah. What else we want to show? I want to show that things.
Designer.
Yeah, designer, but I cannot log in. I try. Or maybe from here I have example. Designer. I try using.
There's no.
Hopefully this one I log in. Okay, here works. I have. Okay, here concept is like ChatGPT. Give instruction what you want to do. Okay, create for me. Okay, create a poster. Okay. Okay, poster for Okay, tourism in IIUMs. Okay, I put it. I don't know. They understand the IIUM, but try. Okay, I want what? I want okay, add a picture. Okay, of a guy holding what? Holding just a phone. I just want to test the app. Okay, then I will just, and you look at on the right side here. Okay, now they are calculating. They will come up with various posters. See, so okay, but the idea is there. Okay, so if you feel like you want to change some more, okay, now from here there comes I think the co-pilot things. Let's say I choose any of this. Okay, they will customize design. Okay, then on these sites they will come up with other suggestions. I noticed yesterday. This is something to still new. Okay, still need to play around with this. Still a new thing, but you can do very quickly in terms of generating this. Okay, last night I tried a thing called Vid. This is quite interesting also, especially if you want to create video contents. I could.
Can we enter pictures from like not from their sources, from our source?
It should have, because there is a my media visual. This is I just tried yesterday, so I have. You can. I think there is here.
Is this free?
I don't know. Now I register. They give it free. But, okay. For now it is free for in the waiting list. You have to go through the waiting list. But after this, I have no idea. Even ChatGPT has an issue with Elon Musk. Elon Musk is one of the co-founders for ChatGPT. Initially, it started to be a free for everyone, but Elon Musk not satisfied because OpenAI now start to introduce a plus version, which is $20 per month. Okay, so now Elon Musk start another project to come up with another GPT, but I don't know. He wants to make it open to the public. You still can have a free version. Yeah. Yeah, I saw the video this morning. Yeah, it's quite interesting, right? Okay. Okay, so this one, I honestly, I'm just being play around trying. It has features to generate the image, so I just try to show me computers. It doesn't give any. It's still coming, so you can explore. I registered I think 2 weeks ago, so it give me a permission to logins, so you can explore this thing.
Started to make people pay. Someone said Elon Musk even started to make people pay for Twitter Blue, 500 ringgit per year.
Okay, this is the one I mentioned, but this is a correct one. When I check, this book exists. Okay, and this book's a correct books. So it mix. Sometimes there is wrong books. Sometimes correct, and sometimes wrong. So we don't really know what is the things. Okay, make it shorter per paragraph. This is all the common thing that you will be using a lot.
So you're saying that it's going to be integrated into Word, right?
What?
In the future?
Google's already finished the things. They will put it in the sheet, in the slide, in the
Google Doc.
yes, Google Doc. So slide after this on Google Doc, But I'm worried that this premium features is the paid version. So that's the thing. Okay, that's what I'm worried about. Normally, but we don't know. Okay, any other questions?
Questions on the floor?
I mean, you are going to show something else.
Just now, the video things. If you want to try, you can use these tools. I did content from ChatGPT. Okay, I bring to these tools, and these tools generate my contents. Okay, I think I need to forward because it's somewhere here. What I did, this one's okay. Okay, this one, I asked to create a narration for me because I want to use this text to in this vid.io. Let me just forward. Okay.
So there's questions, not in chat lah, but I received in the past. So basically, if you use ChatGPT to search for someone, sometimes that person
Doesn't exist.
that sometimes sometimes they don't know the person, but sometimes they do know the person. So the persons that they're able to detail out in their reply, does it mean that their personal information is compromised?
There is issue with privacy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, so I was just we did some tests before. So I tried some lecturers. Some hit, some miss. But then the lecturers that hit, they were just asking, like, does it mean that my data?
Nowadays, to be honest with you, if you want to talk about privacy, you can check how Facebook's using all your data, right? Even go Chrome also. So it is like this. If you popular persons, you can easily get all this data. But I saw somebody try using like I tried myself, not so popular. So you just get only, you ask to describe yourself and try to extract the information, not so much information. This issue same goes to the text to image AI, which is huge debate last year until now. You know how the things work, right? I mean, they take all samples, a million of images. If I'm a popular, for example, like Pablo Picasso, I can simply ask AI, create a building in Malaysia using Pablo Picasso style. Immediately you will get that. So the issue with this artist, the one who popular other than Picasso, they are arguing, you are taking my stroke, taking my style, and you create another thing. So this has no solution until now, because my friend is the first person who published a comic book using AI, and he was backed up by OpenAI because OpenAI want to fight for her, because he did in Mid-Journey or something like, I don't really know, but the company represent him and hired a lawyer, everything. But until now, I think still arguing. They come like this, like the text, the image, the book, it's not copyright. Okay, so we have no idea for this until now, because there is no role models. There's no case that they can refer previously. So same thing. If you ask ChatGPT, who owns this this text, he said it belongs to OpenAI. I tried. So a lot of ambiguity here. I think in my other things, last thing I want to show this video things. It's very helpful, especially if you want to do presentations. Let me just try to see. Here. Okay. Okay, this one you just type, okay, create a narration. The narration, actually this one I asked ChatGPT to create meta reality as a new department in IIUM. Okay, so ask create a mission and visions. Okay, so this department is a new department, assuming that IUM will create this. Okay, and one of the good thing, my favorite thing in ChatGPT is create a bio profile. You mean you can create just a couple of seconds about yourself. Okay, this one I asked to create a profile for this department, which is formed in 1 March, consists of 10 experts, 100 students, PhDs, blah blah blah, and so on. So okay, I have the best facility in Asia with, okay, this one you exaggerate. Okay, but if you have the real facts if you want to do in the real world, real case, you can do by putting all this information. Okay, those keywords will be counted in creating the bio profile. So in this case, okay, I try to put as much as possible the informations. Then I will get all the information about this new department. Okay, this department offers PhD and MSc program and so on. So okay, so he has a collaboration with MIT and Stanford just to make it looks like more wow. Okay, so okay, so this materiality is a new program departments. Okay, so they explain all these things based on my keywords. Strength is a state-of-the-art departments. It has a VR studio. Okay, so to ensure the forefront, it have a collaboration with MIT and Stanford and so on. Okay, so I'm done this. So I want to summarize, okay, because I want to use this text in my video. Okay, so I just summarize first. It's too much information here, so they will summarize materiality in new department. Okay, it consists 10 experts, 100 students. All this information come from our prompt and the explanation, and they put it here. So I will create a narration because I want to use this in another application. So write a narration, and because a free version it only allows 1,000 characters. Okay, then I mention here maximum of 1,000 characters. Okay, but sometimes ChatGPT won't listen to you. It will give so many things. So you need to instruct, make it 1,000 characters. Sometimes they give less. So this is still good and bad things about it. Okay, so now professional. Okay, so I want this narration as a professional narrator. Which I will use AI voice to create the voice. Okay, I will show the video I created with the journalistic style. So you exaggerate what kind of thing. All these things will lead to different style. Okay, so now I think it create more. I asked for 1,000 characters, no word characters. So it give me too much things here. So I instruct again. Okay, rewrites with maximum of 1,000 characters. Okay, so I think now ChatGPT afraid they create me only I think 500. Okay, but that's okay. I just want to test. So I go to this vid.io. Okay, then I'll just create a new video. Okay, assuming that you have a footage. Okay, but this one, the footage I took somewhere from the internet. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to put our footage here. Okay, then I'll upload my footage and we paste our text just now. Okay, and it will be immediately will be here. This is our video, and I add the audio. Okay, and this audio will be generated using AI voiceover. So I click text to speech and I change Malay to English. Okay, English so many slang also. I use Great Britain, so I paste this one here, and then I just add this to the project. It will automatically create the voice for your video. Okay, so now add to the project. It takes some time, but this is already the audio using. We will. Okay, I think I will play the real. This one's not there, so I have save it here. Vid. Okay. The video is here, hopefully, because I saved it last night. So if you look here, logging, okay, my video about your new department is here. The problem is the video I stole from other YouTube channel. Okay, so okay, the voice is a AI generated voice. I can even make subtitles. Okay, so let me just go. I think this one. Okay, I can from that narration you can make a subtitle for this one. Okay, so I just go here, edit. So you will see the video that I created last night. So it will be we just play and see, and I'll just try to add subtitles. Okay, so before we end, hopefully this one works. Okay, so now the video is there. The voice is here. The voice is very, very natural. Okay, let's try to play.
Welcome to MetaReality, the innovative VR department founded in 2023. Backed by Meta and Google, the team consists of 10 experts and 100 students, offering PhD and M.Sc program. MetaReality boasts the best facility in Asia with a VR lab, supercomputer simulator, and VR studio.
So imagine that
collaborating with MIT and Stanford.
You have a narrations, okay, and the subtitle here, you just need to find the text that auto subtitles, okay. So English, so find the text that you created just now. Welcome to. Okay, I think yes. So create subtitles. So it will take some time, but it will create somewhere here. Okay.
The department explores VR's potential in various industries. MetaReality sets itself apart by prioritizing.
Nowadays, you can, if you have a good ready with your video, you can just create this just a couple of minutes. Okay.
So, Doctor, can we like for the if we need to do the synchronization with the voice and video? So let's say I'm new to the person who is going to speak and
okay.
Your voice. So we need some synchronization between this voice and video. So is it possible?
Yes, yeah. I mean, this is all you can arrange like a video editor. Okay, you can cut, you can put another clip here. Okay, because this one I took one solid video, I put it all here, so it will not synchronize with the but yeah, if you have, you can put section by sections. Okay, so you need to arrange properly. So but the idea is there. Okay, so my subtitle is already ready, so I have a subtitle over here.
User safety and accessibility,
so
ensuring enjoyable experiences for all. This department is the future of VR technology and research.
Okay, so I finished the audio here because I don't have any more text, but it is somewhere here. Yeah.
The department explores VR's potential in various industries. MetaReality sets itself apart.
Okay, hopefully we are about to end. So hopefully you can use in a good way, in the correct way, benefit yourself, right? So yes, I'm also learning, so there's a lot of things I discover and share with you, hopefully. Okay, any other last questions?
Any questions from the chat? Someone is asking if you can actually provide the list of AI tools you use, and whether it's subscription based, but I think it's already in the slide, right?
Oh yeah, it's in the slide. You need to check. So 100 of but normally they give a free one, but like this one, the vid only I think 1 minute.
And then right, someone was asking, and I think it goes back to the same question earlier. So she was asking if you simply ask ChatGPT for any academic question, assignment, paper, etc., and we paraphrase, they call cheating. I believe in under IR policy, is it cheating?
What?
if we answer the question, that is ask ChatGPT for any academic question, and then we paraphrase the answer, is it called cheating?
The answers given by ChatGPT is at best is
Not like the right
it's
or wrong.
rubbish. Yeah. Huh?
Not, the question is not about whether it's right or wrong,
So
whether it's cheating, whether it's ethical or not.
like I said, you can use ChatGPT as your research tool. There's no stopping that.
But no. Okay, so I should read the.
I understand. He is trying that to say, hopefully he will, get excuse.
Because I can see situations where I know this because it happened to my batch, right? So there's this one person is caught copying the other person,
Right.
but they both answered wrongly. Then are they cheating?
It is.
It is considered cheating, yeah. So it's about the same lah.
The unlucky part is wrong copy paste, but still cheating.
You copied the wrong person.
Yeah, you copy the wrong person.
Although, okay, one more question is, are there other tools available like Serenity to catch one who is cheating using ChatGPT properly? Are there, other than ChatGPT 0, are there any other tools that maybe lecturers?
I think the latest one, 2018, I don't know. Yeah, 2018. But I have no idea who tested the things yet. Yeah.
But ChatGPT 0 is not under OpenAI.
No, it's developed by individual. There's, I think, students. Yeah.
And everyone was asking, can you share the slide?
Yeah, I have no problem to share. You can.
So maybe question from the floor. Anyone? You can grab the mic.
Hopefully it will speed up, help you a lot with your research process.
Anyone have questions? Go to the mic. Go to the mic.
Sorry for Izani. Just asking, just see this now. Sorry for Izani. This now the one of our concern or researcher that when we do research throughout the ChatGPT is ChatGPT provide the answer without the reference, and however throughout the Bing,
yeah.
We provide what we call the reference. Is there any quota actually for daily search for the Bing?
Bing, as far as I know, there is, but I haven't reached that limit yet because most of the time, I believe that you have a lot of questions to ask, right? No.
This number with below is like.
Okay.
How many times like only use for the.
Yeah, they have it there. I don't know what is their direction after this. Maybe it will be something similar to ChatGPT. They have a paid account or not. Okay, that could be because this is a huge investment. This GPT things. It's a huge supercomputing powers. I know that it use very high-end graphic cards. I saw some of the documentary. And NVIDIA. So like this one, I think this one, if you type, this is the limit where you how many words you use over here. Okay. But so far, if you've done, you can use this brush to create new topics. But for so far, I haven't reached that level yet, so I have no idea. Maybe. But ChatGPT for paid versions, GPT-4, it has a limit for now because I believe they are not fully ready to release to the public. Okay, so that is what happened last week. I think they allows 400 messages within 4 or 3 hours, every 3 hours. But now they cut to I think 35 or something like that. It's very. So I just use 3.5. It's good enough because I'm not just right. Generate very basic things.
So for the one that have the reference only the Microsoft Bing.
I recommend Bing because so far I found Bing. I check every time they give a citation is correct. Okay. Yeah.
If I may just advise, I know you're worried about, I mean, concern is getting reference to the statement given by ChatGPT because you want to shortcut your process. But I remember during my PhD, the examiner first did keyword question on the reference you cited. If you don't read those references, you won't understand a thing and you'll get into trouble. I remember I quoted a very classical word, John Locke. The first thing he targeted that you want to test whether I actually read the materials or not. I noticed the students do that all the time. Just pick reference from air without reading it. It's very dangerous, especially if you're doing this because there'll be oral defense. If it is something else, it's different, right? So the examiner can speak on you on any of the references you cited.
Boleh. Bagi lah.
Hi, I have two questions. The first one is in terms of how is ChatGPT in other languages?
Oh, okay, that's a good question. Yes, it has, because imagine that if you imagine that this is as a Google can translate. Yeah, it also can translate. So for example, I just write a sentence. Okay, about maths. Okay, so I will do this to translate in just type translate. Okay. I make it Arabic, okay, in Arabic. Maybe those who Arabic speaker can verify how true is this.
Is this actually right?
Okay, and from here we can also extract a Quran verse. Okay, for example, if I want to cite to me. Okay, because Quran is, I think there are millions of Quran in their data sets. Okay, and it will not have a issue like a fake one unless people create a fake one. But still, I believe the true authentic Quran will be million in their data set. So whenever you type, cite to me about fasting. Okay, about fasting. Okay, provide 3 surah. Provide just 2 Quranic verse, okay, with Arabic and translation. Okay, I can make 2 translations. Okay, 1 English and 1 Malay and 1 what, Urdu. 1 Tagalog. Of so 4. I think they will hopefully it will works. Okay, so you need to verify, is it true or not? Ya ayyuhallazina amanu kutiba alaikumusiyam. That's true, right? Okay. But my instruction, I don't know if follows or not, because we have asked for 4 translations. Okay. Okay. English, okay, Malay, okay, Urdu. Why Urdu is right in this I don't know. No, is it like this? Okay, but now it looks stuck. I have no idea. I was thinking to okay, continue. Forgot. Okay, but sometimes it happens, so try to refresh. Okay, so
this is how it is at translation. What if you were to type the instruction in another language?
Yes, translate.
Like if I was to type my instruction in, say, Arabic, can it recognize the other language?
Okay, now I know siang parang. Okay, whatever it is. Okay. Okay, your question just now.
If I were to
Yes. This is the way. Yes. Just type what language you want it to translate. Does that answer you?
She's asking the instructions.
Yeah, can you use the prompt in another language than English? So I say.
Okay, I got it. Okay. This is okay. That's a good thing. now I make it in Malay, okay? Okay, now we will talk in Malay, okay? And we ask, okay, tentu saja. I hope you understand, right? Okay.
That's not Malay. That's
Okay, that is one of the thing I noticed. When you ask Malay, they have a mix of Indonesia and Malay. So what I did is, okay, act as a professional's Malay language experts, whatever thing you want to make your robot acts, okay? Okay, can you do that?
So you can role play.
Okay. I think it's better, a bit better, okay? Okay. Apa yang diperlukan? Okay, ceritakan I mix, okay, short story about IIUM, okay? Okay, in one paragraph. Okay, kadang-kadang a good thing is you rephrase, like write in Malay, because I don't know, we are talking about same content in Malay, hopefully. Okay, okay, so Urdu, whatever it is, you can try. Okay.
Thank you. My second question is more just in terms of your insights or advice. So these tools nowadays, there's if you ask I don't know, a fourth grader, what is 4 plus 4? The first, like their instinct is to type on Google 4 plus 4. You know? Like they've been trained now not to think. It's the same way as the calculator. Like while there are some functions that we can't calculate in our minds, a lot of them we can, but because we're so used to using the calculator, our mental math capacity,
drop.
we lose it. That affects us. So when you're in a shopping market and you're trying to calculate, okay, which item would be cheaper or more affordable, you're not using your mind anymore. So how do we use these tools without compromising our mental ability, and how also as educators do protect our
yes,
students?
that is my concern as well. That is, firstly, is individual choice. How you train your brain is your own choice. Because if you want the shortcut way, of course, you will compromise a lot of other things. You will sacrifice a lot of other things. This thing, to be honest with you, reduce your critical thinking, reduce your creativity. But in terms of helping you, for example, like write an email to this thing and do this thing, you can generate a thing. But the skill of writing emails will go away, definitely. So that is the drawback. That is the disadvantage of this tool. But to increase productivity, yes, it increase productivity, but you need to, give and take here. Yeah.
Thank you.
One last thing I want to show you how this is very, very helpful. If you have kids, for example, I did last time, I asked this ChatGPT to be a teacher for my kids. Okay, act as a teacher and ask a question, I will answer, and then if I'm doing right, you say good, and if I'm doing wrong, you make a correction. So we can make this conversation as one-to-one. Okay, so it's very helpful, especially make it an interactive conversations. Okay, so if you still have time, I can show you. Okay, but I can guarantee I understand, because sometimes when we type a prompt by accident, I miss certain keyword, miss certain thing, but we can try. Okay, okay, I want you to act, okay, to act as a teacher for teacher for 7 years old. Okay, kids to teach math. Okay, so you will ask, okay, you will ask me maybe 3 questions. Okay, 2 questions. Okay, this is where the art of creating correct instruction is important. I cannot guarantee you will understand, but we can try first. Okay, you will ask me 3 questions. 3 questions. I will answer 1. Then you will ask another question. Okay, questions after that. Okay. Then so if you have 20 questions, you can put 20 questions. Okay, after that. Okay, so now if I'm wrong, okay, correct me. And if I'm right, I'm doing right, okay, say congrats. Okay, do you understand? Okay, this is important thing because I just want to make sure that this bot understand me. Do you important? Do you understand? Okay. Yes, I understand. Let's get started. Okay, now you see it goes directly. Question 1, question 2. Okay, I will ask again. Ask one by one. Okay, questions. And wait until I answer it first. The topic, I forgot to put, the topic is about math for 7 years old kids. Do you understand? Okay. Khan Academy already started this project. If you know Khan Academy, is it? Oh, okay. Okay, what is the number come after 6? So let's start. Okay, 7. Congrats, that's correct. Okay, so question number 2. If you have 3 pesos, I give you 4 pesos. How many pesos? Let's say we don't know, we give a wrong answer. Huh? Okay.
Too much pencil.
Okay. 10. Aha.
Correct.
Okay, this is the some of the drawbacks. Okay. Yes, sometimes you cannot rely 100%. Okay.
9.
My work says 9. My sister says 9. You answer that.
Okay. Ini jadi
Okay, so still the training of this still not well established. I noticed about math still not very good, but I think from time to time it will improve. Okay, so I think that's all for. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Izani, for such wonderful and elaborative explanation on how to use ChatGPT, as well as entertaining a lot of our questions in regards to the ethics behind using ChatGPT. I think as of now, we've seen a lot of tools that has been presented. I count like just ChatGPT. We use ChatGPT for content. We use Glass.co for YouTube transcription. What else? Vid.io for video. What else? Bing for citations, as well as mermaids. Mermaids for what?
Mermaids to create the chart.
Mermaids to create charts, as well as a designer to create image. There's a lot of tools out there. And I do believe that after this, Doctor will share with us his slides. We'll try to email you guys, but at the same time, we understand that some might have not been able to register. We look into it. I think, is it okay? Is this slide public?
Yeah, it's fine.
All right, then we might put it in our social media lah, if that's the case. So without any further, again, round of applause to Dr. Izani. So I hope that every one of you will, from now on, those of you who are struggling with your thesis or writing your, okay, sorry, personal attack, okay. Those of you who are writing your thesis or you're struggling with your proposal, or simply you're just having a writer's block and you haven't written anything for the last 6 months, I hope that all of the AI tools being shared today would eventually help you in proceeding with your studies. And of course, to those of you who intend to use these AI tools more attentively, more prominently in your research, please use it responsibly. And again, Profida already told us you are encouraged to use AI, you are encouraged to use ChatGPT in your research. It's just that we believe that everyone here understands that when you use AI, at the end of the day, you're engaging. It's just the same as like engaging another person. You don't know if that person is talking good or talking rubbish. So it's your own due diligence to make sure whatever it is that comes from ChatGPT or any other AI tools actually fulfills the requirement and actually satisfy whatever needs that you have in regards to your studies. I believe that's all. Do we have lunch? No. Okay, then I cannot invite you guys to lunch outside lah. I think that's all for today. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let's postpone our meeting today with tasbih kafarah surah Al-As. Thank you so much, everyone, and have a nice day. Again, if you have any issues whatsoever, don't hesitate to approach us. Also, don't hesitate to approach PGSS as well. All right, thank you. So hopefully. Oh yeah, can we get group photo, everyone? Just one group photo. Apa is it? Apa ni? Everyone, we're going to have a quick photo session. If you want to be involved, those online, please open your camera. Put security. Where? Start video.
That way.
We're facing that way. So everyone, if you want to be in the camera, please open your camera. Sorry, if you want to be in the group photo, please open your camera. So everyone, please be on stage. Some sisters you can stand in the light. You can go on stage. You can go on stage. You can go on stage.
Even if you see it wrong. One, three, again. 1, 2, 3. Freestyle.
Freestyle. Freestyle on screen.
1, 2, 3.
One more.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Freestyle.
Saya.
Okay.
And thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, everyone. It's okay. We almost fully independent. So that would be I will put a big no, no. I have concentrated doing it. We did thank you. Yes. Oh, ingat tak kenal. Dia pemain. What did you do? Itu lagi proposal.